Greetings, toy hunters! Welcome back to another Toy Hunter 1701 action figure to review. Today we have the Masters of the Universe Revelation Beastman figure. Now, if you've watched my Man-at-Arms from this particular line, you'll understand that I'm not going to get into the particulars of the Netflix series. This is just on the action figure, and from what I can see from the window box here, this is a pretty well sculpted figure. Got a lot of fur sculpting detail in there. You've got his loincloth with some paint on the belt and the stitching on there. The raised scars on his skin have individual paint apps. Comes with 2 sets of hands. Comes with his big whip. Face sculpt is particularly angry with his sort of braided beard look to him. Apologies for all the glare from all the ring light, but let's get him open and get him out of this box. As I've said, I appreciate that there are options in the He-Man Masters of the Universe line out there. You got Retro Play, you got Revelation, you got that other goofy kids show part that I don't like the figures of. You can go back to your full vintage line, or you have the classics that came out. But classics is becoming increasingly expensive to acquire. So on the box art, you got another picture of Beastman there on the side. You got this nice action pose of him on the back with a little write-up and the cross cells at the bottom. Beastman on the side, window box on the front. Let's crack him open. Let's see how it is. Put his box back there. So straight out of the thing, his whip is a string. So let's get that out of there. Take a look at that in a second. How many of those stupid things are in here? We got his wrists and his ankles is all. Well, I guess it could be worse. I lament all this stuff that they use to secure these figures. A lot of it's unnecessary, especially with these bubble boxes. They should be able to engineer these things to hold the figure securely without all the extra tie-downs. Tried to get aggressive with that one, but it has too much stretch. Let's try the last one here. Alright, no blood drawn. That's always the goal. Alright, let's get Beastman out of here. Get rid of all these. Hands out of here, see what we have to work with. Giant beast fists. We got some giant grabby hands. That one doesn't like to come out. There we go. Alright. So, out of the box, Mr. Beastman. What do we think here? Well, I think for as hulking as he appears on screen, he might be a little skinny. From first glance, you got his fur hump on his back there. We got another scar there that I couldn't see in the package. We got painted fur on his forearms. You got his wristbands painted. We got some furry feet. Painted nails on there. Here's from the back. That's pretty good. There's a texture to his loincloth there. Looks like we got a little hook to hook his whip to. So yeah, pretty nice right off the gate here. Let's see if he can stand. Kinda, a little bit maybe. We'll get him stand up a little straighter than that. He is a hunchback here. Alright, so for hands, we've got a whip holding hand for this side, and sort of an open clawed hand for that side. And we've got a pair of fists. Even the fists have a painted thumbnail. That's pretty good. And you got sort of these standard sort of arrowhead shaped pegs for these fists. I did not swap out the Man-at-Arms. I don't plan on swapping this one out. So let's go through articulation. His head, will not look up past there. It will look down. It seems to be a double ball peg based on that movement there. You can do a little of this, a little bit of confused Beastman look. And he's just got an angry face. He just does. Alright, shoulders. These both seem to be a little more compliant than the Man-at-Arms shoulders I had to play with. They go up to about there. He's got a bicep swivel. He has a double jointed elbow, which gets you more than 90, which is good. His wrists move in and out and swivel. We've got the diaphragm joint, if I can get his arm out of there and out of the way. We got a little teapot action. We got a waist swivel. We've got sort of the T-ball joint hips that get you almost a full split. And what we got? Front to back, a little limited front and back, but more than you should ever need. Looks like we got some not so clean castings there in the mold. We got our thigh swivel, double jointed knee, a little bit limited by the fur sticking on his calf there. Wrist straps. We have a swivel down here. No boot swivel. So it boasts 30 points of articulation, but his boot swivel is up here, which kind of breaks the mold as you turn it. See how ugly that kind of looks there, that gappage. So that's kind of unfortunate. I'd have rather had it down here, but it's not really even a necessary joint. We've got foot up, foot down, and that kind of... The rocker I don't really prefer because it kind of rocks it on a rear pivot, which just doesn't lend itself to what I really need it to do, but it is what it is. Alright, so Beastman can hold his whip. Ooh, so how do we best go about this, because I don't want to destroy... Well, I guess there's really no way around it. Classics, I think, is an okay mix. The paint if you are a late adopter of Masters of the Universe and don't want to pay $200 a figure for Classics. All right, so there he is. You got his Revelations line. $20 a figure. Ready to rumble. They seem to mix and match pretty okay. I think they did some changes to the Beastman character. The face choice is yours. The face is a little different, but I don't think it's terrible. I actually think it's kind of a match because I only have a few of the classics. I was a Transformers Masterpiece collector and did not go in on the Masters of the Universe classics, so I would have to pay a significant late tax to collect the figures I wanted. Alright, so let's sit him back here, but I'm happy to have Revelations out. I like this Beastman figure. At the top of his sort of fur, the only thing I think would have made it better is if they could have included a more classically sculpted and painted head sculpt. Slightly less than that at the head, but not by much. But I like this one too. This is not a bad head. Here he is with Classics He-Man. It's got kind of the prerequisites. So the look is there head to head. The colors are there together. This is a really well sculpted figure, guys. I really can't complain. The beauty of the variation of character designs in Masters of the Universe, no matter which sort of figure you choose. Obviously, retro, playing vintage, and he's got the classics. But that's a recommend for me. If you see him out at retail, I recommend picking him up if you are another late adopter like I am that wants some Masters of the Universe. The show may not be what you want, but the figures are pretty solid. So, till next time, good hunting.